Okay, we are live. Boy, it took its time there for a second. Um, okay. Hi everybody. Welcome to my Friday night Stamp and Sip live. I am Michelle Solis from This Must Be Ink. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Seekonk, Massachusetts. So welcome. Thanks for joining me tonight. It is Friday night, May 10th, and tonight we are going to be working with this Citrus Blooms set. This is a new stamp set from the new annual catalog, and it's part of the Mediterranean Blooms suite. So we're going to switch the camera down to get started, but first let's have a sip to Friday. Thank goodness it's Friday. Tonight I am having a dark and stormy with some Kraken rum, my favorite, and ginger beer. So cheers, everybody. Okay, let's switch the camera down and see what we are doing here. Okay, so these are some of the projects that I have made so far with the Citrus Blooms and the stamp set, but the suite is called Mediterranean Blooms Suite. So I've made a couple of cards. This one that you saw on my Facebook page with the designer series paper and the stamps, and we colored this image, and then we die cut the image and die cut some other little flowers to go along with that. And then this is one of the sentiments that comes in the stamp set. Hi, Carol. Thanks for joining. Here's another little card that I made with, again, the designer series paper. These are some die cuts that come with the suite. This is one with lemons, whereas the other one was oranges. Again, some little flowers, and another sentiment from the set, just checking in. And then I wanted to show you this wonderful piece that cuts out, and it's large enough to be a bag topper. So this is a lemon turnover that I have that I am using for my workshop tomorrow. And this is a label that I've created to be part of the bag with the die cut, actually fussy cut lemons, and then a die cut piece in the back, and then the sentiment, which actually came from the Attention Shoppers stamp set that says treat yourself. So a lot of different uses for the different die cuts out of this set. Let me set those aside. Okay, so let's look at the whole suite. So the suite is on page 35 in the new annual catalog. And the suite is all of these products. You receive all of these products for $83. So there's the stamp set, the dies, some embellishments that coordinate, and then this wonderful designer series paper. So I want to show you the paper real quick. I just, well, this is one of the papers that I won actually at on stage, but I didn't have a full pack. I just received my full pack. So this is the paper, which I think is just magnificent. So this gorgeous paper, you can fussy cut out of this. I'm not sure if the die, cuts out of this page, but can certainly fussy cut out of this page. And then the other side of that is this gorgeous, like Mediterranean tile. I just love that in the blue and white. Here's one that's all lemons. And the other side of that is this really pretty blue and white. It's got like a little tiny floral print. See if I can bring it up so you can see the little flowers there. That's really pretty accent. And then you've got this one that's all these little yellow flowers, which are really pretty. And then the other side of that one is this tile. Again, gorgeous. Here's some lemons that you can definitely fussy cut out of this paper. And then good thing they give you 2 pages because you can fussy cut out of here, and you can also use this print, which is another beautiful blue and white tile. This is Night of Navy and Balmy Blue in here. Then here's one with all of the oranges. The colors are just so pretty. And then this one with the blue and white. This is just a geometric shape here on this pattern. And then this one with oranges that you could, this actually cut out with the dies from the set. Let me see if I can grab the die. So this has this die that will cut out this set of oranges. And then it's got this die that will cut out the single orange. So you can cut all of those. You do not have to fussy cut them. You can cut them with the dies, which is nice. Okay, and then the other side of that one is this pretty tile. So this one actually is Boho Blue, I believe, and Night of Navy. Night of Navy. Also really pretty. I just love this paper. So I've had a lot of fun playing with this. So the set, as I said, the suite comes with the stamp set, which is called Citrus Blooms, and it stamps these 2 images. You get the set of oranges here, and then the single orange here. And then it's got these sentiments, hello, all the love, you're the best kind of person, and just checking in, as well as some little flower stamps, and then this little background stamp as well. Okay, and then these dies, you get, as I said, these 2 really nice dies that cut out those orange images that you can either stamp or cut out of the paper. And then you get a bunch of this foliage, some little leaves. You get these the leaves are pretty. Let me show you the little leaves. I think I've got cutouts of all of these different things here. And then you've got these little dies that will cut out these little flowers that you stamp. There's a small and a large. And then you get these little dies here that cut out these little teeny weeny little flowers that are really cute. I wouldn't use them if they weren't cute because they are so tiny, but they but they are really cute little accents. So we're just going to put this aside. Okay. And then the other dies that you get with this are these. Now these are magnificent. So this one is separate. So you can use this to cut out this shape here, which is the shape that I used for that bag topper. So that is what created this label at the top of my bag. I just scored it and folded it in half. Hey, Maria. Hi, Lorraine. Scored it and folded it in half in order to make the topper for my little bag. Okay, and that's one of the reasons I really liked this die set was because I knew this piece was going to be large enough to do a whole card front or to use as bag topper. So that cuts this piece out. Now, when you use this die, you should take advantage, even if you're just using the middle, take advantage to cut this out of a piece of cardstock that is the size of a card front so that you get this nice frame that can be used on a card front. Okay, so that's that piece. Then you get this wonderful piece that cuts out, again, a beautiful frame. Let me show you that cut out. That is this one. So it cuts out this beautiful frame. It's basically the same shape as your bag topper, but it's got this beautiful foliage. And then in order to get this border here, you put this die, so you get this whole piece cut out like that. And then wait till you see this. It's got this amazing piece that fits in to this one. And you have to line this up properly because it's got, see the spaces that it kind of has to fit into? This leaf is really long, and then you have the two up here. This fits in only a certain way into the middle of this die. If you want to cut it out all together, you can use this separately, and it cuts out this piece, which I love. So I used that on my bag topper here as a full piece, but I am going to show you in a couple of the cards that I'm making tonight that I cut this in half and used it in two different places because it's nice and large. Okay, so those dies are amazing and well worth buying, I think, because this foliage die just by itself, I can see this pairing with all of the other floral sets that I have. Okay, so I'm sure you're going to see that one quite a bit. All right, so let's put that aside. Now, the one thing I have to say about this set is that it requires a lot of coloring. Unless you're going to die cut the shape, the focal shape out of the designer series paper, you're going to have to color this image. So we're going to talk about that. I colored it two different ways, and I like both of them. But let me give you some tips on each way that I did it. So I'm going to do the larger image here. I'm only going to do some of the image. You don't need to watch the whole thing. But I did this larger image with with the blends, the Stampin' Blend markers. So I have used light pumpkin pie for the oranges. And what I did was did the entire orange in the light pumpkin pie and then accented it with the dark pumpkin pie. So let me show you. We can get this colored in. And if you like to color, this is the perfect set for you. If not so much, you're going to want to die cut these oranges out of the designer series paper. I'm kind of surprised they didn't make this as a two-step stamp. Okay, so you color your entire orange with the light pumpkin pie. And then what I did was in these little areas here that has the natural shading, it's got these little dots. So I just went with my dark paper. Why do I keep wanting to say paper pumpkin? Let me get a little closer too. What I did was with my dark pumpkin pie Stampin' Blend marker is I just made some little dots right where the artist made these little dots. Okay, and that created some shading. Then I went back with my light pumpkin pie and went over that, kind of dragging the dark color into the light color. And that's going to create kind of a natural shading there. Okay, so you get this natural shading of that orange. And then on the leaves, I used Old Olive. I think in the paper it's Old Olive and Garden Green, but there is not a Garden Green Stampin' Up! Stampin' Blend marker. So I did the entire leaf with the light Old Olive. And then to create some shading, I brought in the dark Old Olive and deciding where the light is going to be coming from, so maybe the top, I decided to shade the bottom part of this leaf or this edge of this leaf. So we're going to bring some dark into the edge of this leaf and the stem. And then again, you'll go back with your light Old Olive and just pull in some of that color to the lighter area. And so you'll get like almost like a three color, like a three shaded leaf. Then for the flowers, I did Daffodil Delight. This is light Daffodil Delight. And I left the very tips of the flowers white, just coloring some of this, each one of the petals, light Daffodil Delight. And then I brought in my dark daffodil to give it a little bit of detail. So I did the middle, and then I just followed these lines that the artist put in there to create my little flowers. And then, of course, you have your stems of your flowers, which I made Old Olive. And then the little buds, light daffodil. And then at the base of the buds, I just brought some dark daffodil in. And then the stem for the orange, I did in pecan pie, and I used the brush. Oh, I'm out of camera. I used the brush tip so that I could get into these little fine lines here. So I just touched my brush tip to those really skinny areas and fill in the stems there. Oh, that's actually the flower. So we just want it to be the stems of these oranges are going to be a little more woody. Okay. All right. So that's it for that image with the Stampin' Blend markers. And I think I really like it with the Stampin' Blend markers. It gives it nice, vivid color. But I'm going to do this other image with the watercolor pencils. So there are two sets of watercolor pencils. I think it's just number 1 and number 2. Assortment 1 and assortment 2. So assortment 1 has Pumpkin Pie and Daffodil Delight and Old Olive and Early Espresso. So I guess these all actually came from assortment 1. Well, that's lucky. Okay. So what I did was to get the shading here, you're going to color your orange and you're going to just do it very, very lightly, just to give it color everywhere. And again, as I said, if you like to color, this is the set for you. I do like to color. In fact, I have a lot of adult coloring books. I have a particular artist, Joanna Basford, that I really love. And I think I have every one of her coloring books so far. Not that I've finished them all, but I really enjoy her books. Okay, once you get the whole thing colored, you'll go back and you're going to just press harder with your pencil to bring darker color to the areas that you want the shading. I'm shaking the table. Okay. And we're not going to hit this with the blending brush yet, but you'll see that this is going to blend together in the end. Again, for the flowers, you're going to just do a light shade here. And then you can go in and you can create those dark lines. Just press a little bit harder. Same thing with the flowers. Give them a little bit of light touch there. And then go back and give them a little bit harder press on those lines and in the middle, so you get a darker shade in the middle. And then with the leaves, you've got Old Olive. So again, I'm going to just give it a nice light green shade all over. And then if I want the underside of the leaf to be darker, I'll go back and give it a little bit darker. Just press harder to get a little bit darker color there. Okay, and then lastly, the little stems. With early espresso this time. Okay, so then what I do, because it's hard to control water on these images, I like this blender pen. These come in a 2-pack, and I don't remember how much they are, but they're not expensive. But they're called blender pens, and it's just the right amount of moisture to blend your watercolor pencil. So let me move down even closer here. And you can see as I hit this, I'm going to do exactly what I did with the other one. I'm going to hit these dark areas and kind of pull them into the lighter areas and blend this whole thing. And as I hit this color, this pencil with this blender pen, you can see it smooths out the lines of the pencil marks and makes it look almost like watercolor painting. There you go. Now to get the color, before you move to another color, to get the color off the edge of your pen, you just hit it onto some white clean paper just to work out the orange, and then you can go on to the next color. Typically, I would start with the lighter color. I don't know what I was thinking. And work my way to the darker colors. So here's the little flowers. And then, oops, I forgot these little flowers. And then you've got the leaves. So again, you'll just bring the darker color into the lighter color. And then on the brown, just kind of carry the color down the stem. There you go. So you can see that as you hit it with that pen, it really smooths it out and makes it look like watercolor. So I like them both. I like both images. I think they actually look very similar. It just depends on what look you like. This is a little bit more, it's actually a little less blended than these are. So, but it just depends on what look you like. Okay, so let's go back up here. And now that I've shown you how I made these images, I can show you a couple of the cards that we were going to put together tonight. Okay, so this one is using the Hi, Betsy. This is one of the ones that I did with the Stampin' Blend markers. And then this was this piece that I cut out, and I cut it in half. And then I'm using some designer series paper. This is, oh, I didn't measure this. This is a piece that's 4¼ by 4 that is going across my card base here. And then I'm going to use this piece that was cut out with the die and just layer this up to make a beautiful but super simple card. So we will just glue this together. And then add our die cut piece here. I love the size of this and then it does the whole card front. It's just beautiful. Nice detail with the shape. Okay, so then I had these two pieces and I was going to kind of make them come out from behind my oranges. So let's put some glue on here. Just need a few dots of glue on these leaves just to get them to stick down. Don't need a lot. That one there. And this one. Here. And then we're going to give him a little bit of dimension. We'll bring some big dimensionals in here. So that he pops up a little bit. And just get that centered there. Okay, so the only thing that we need to create here is our sentiment. Did I take it out? Maybe not. Alrighty, I was thinking we would use the hello. And I need a stamping block. Okay, and then we were going to do that in Night of Navy. Okay, and then we can just add that to the card front here. So we need a dimensional on this side so it's level with the oranges that we popped up. And we'll just put some glue on this side because it's going to overlap the oranges. And ta-da! Okay, so for this one, let's find these are the opal rounds that also come with the suite. And I have written the colors on here because it doesn't include that on the package. So these are Daffodil Delight, Clear, and Night of Navy. So on this card, I thought we would use some clear. Kind of wish there was some orange. Kind of wish there was some orange. So my take your pick tool will pick up these little clear ones and we can just put them on our card. They did not make any orange, they made yellow. So there you go. How pretty is that? You can't make a bad card with this paper, I'm telling you. It's gorgeous. Okay, so let's put that one aside. Look at this one. All right, so again, I'm using some different designer series paper here. Just a regular 8.5 by 5.5 inch card base. that is scored at 4 1/4. And then my mat, what is my mat? Good question. I didn't write anything down tonight. This is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then my designer series paper must be 4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to get that onto my mat, get that onto my card base. That's a little crooked. There we go. Okay, and then for this one, we're simply going to put a strip here that is 2 inches by 4 inches, 4 1/8 inches across. And then again, the die cuts, oops, nope, hang on. I forgot to put my pieces. Forgot to put my pieces under. I wanted to put these little guys right underneath that. So let's eyeball this. It's gonna go here. We're gonna put this one here. I guess it could have gone on top, but I just wanted them to go under. Okay. And this one here. There we go. Now let's try that again. There we go. Okay. Now I was going to stamp my sentiment on this little, I punched this circle out with my 2 3/8 inch punch that I have, my circle punch. So I'm going to put the sentiment right on that circle. And again, I'm going to use hello. And we're going to go. I'm going to glue that down. These are all really simple pieces that we're using, except for the dies that we did with the dies from the set. I'm going to put this up a bit. We're on dimensionals. And then I wanted to add a few of these little greenery pieces that I think I can just stick underneath here. Because, hey, you can never have enough foliage. I love these little leaves. I can see me using these with a bunch of different things as well. These are really pretty, nice and delicate. So we're going to just put a few of these underneath, just a little bit of an accent. Oh. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. Let's try that again. Got stuck to my finger instead of the card. There we go. Ta-da. Okay. Alrighty. So I think that that's enough on this card. But we'll go put some bling. Maybe yellow this time. Let's use yellow. Where's my take your pick tool? Here we go. So again, we can just pick it up with our take your pick tool, maybe. Oh yeah, see? Hang on. There's two ends here. The other end, if the putty end fails, we'll use the flat end. There we go. There. Okay. So there's card number 2. Super easy. But as I said, you can't make a bad card with this. Okay, the last one that we've got here is same card base, just a regular card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. And then my mat is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 again. So we're going to just glue him down. And then I've got this piece again. It's going to make a beautiful card front with this beautiful tile. And this time I'm going to use this overlay on here. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I love this piece. Okay, so I'm going to just get some glue around the edges here. Just a little, don't need a lot. Just on the edges. And then line that up. It should line up perfectly with that piece. There we go. Okay, and then I was going to just use this image here. I don't want to cover up all of the tile, so I'm going to put this as far up into the corner as I can get it so I can still see a bit of this tile image here. And this one needs some extra dimensionals. He's extra big. Get him on there. There we go. And I wanted to use sentiment maybe this way. So there's another sentiment in the set that I really like, and it's just checking in. I think that's perfect for when you haven't talked to somebody for a while and you want to send them a little card to let you know that you're thinking of them. So I'm going to do that one. Find my ink. Okay. And then just to give it a little bit of extra interest, I'm going to just make the edges a little bit of an angle. that on there. I think a large. Yeah, a large dimensional will fit on there. I think this is a 2.5 inches by a half of an inch, this little piece. Perfect size for that sentiment. And then just to show you these really cute little flowers, I gotta show you these flowers. So you get the stamp that creates these yellow flowers. That are super pretty. Some nice little extra texture there. This one, I think, needs a little dimensional. Maybe one more. I like to do things in threes. Another little guy. It's still stuck all over every finger. Okay. That little guy. And then these, look how tiny these are. And you're thinking like, how am I even going to pick these up and put them on to the project? You're going to use your Take Your Pick tool. This is a magical tool. So, oh, wait, let me show you magic. We have to put them, I want to give them a little middle. So I'm going to put some yellow right in the middle of my little flower, just so they don't look like stars. They want to look like flowers. Then I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to just give it a tiny drop of glue. And then I'm going to put them on. Where am I going to put one? Is he upside down? No. I don't know where to put him. Trying to glue with the wrong hand here. There we go. Oh, I think I would add more of these, but you get the idea. Okay, so the other way that you can add some interest to these little flowers is these pearls. I love these little iridescent pearl basics. These are so cute for the inside of a flower. But if you want them not to be white, which I think I used them in white on which card? Let me see. On this card, I used them in white on these little flowers. And then, but if you don't want them to be white, you can color these with your Stampin' Blend markers. So we can, well, this is a terrible example because my daffodil has seen better days here. Look at the end of my daffodil. I used it for a class and I left it with somebody, and this is how it came back. Oh, all right, let's use this side. So it's hard to see on camera, but we are turning this little pearl yellow. And then once it dries, you can take that with your Take Your Pick tool and put that in the middle of your flower. So you can have a yellow pearl in the middle of your flower. Or you could do it in balmy blue or night of navy, whatever color you would like them to be. So there you go. Oh, you can kind of see that it's yellow. There we go. Okay, so that's it for me tonight. That's a lot of projects. So these are the ones that we did tonight. Balmy blue, the orange, and then this one with the Night of Navy and the DSP. And then the ones that we showed you before with the olive and the Night of Navy, just designer series paper with the lemons. And then this one with this border from that die that makes a nice border for the front of your card. And then the little bag topper with the lemon pastry. There you go. Okay, so that's it for me tonight. Thank you guys for watching. Let's see if I can get out of here. Here we go. There. Thanks for watching. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you, Betsy. Honest to God, it's super easy to make a beautiful card with this suite of products. Just the designer series paper alone is absolutely beautiful. But thank you guys for watching. And if you were inspired, you can get some more inspiration on my blog or on my Facebook page, This Must Be Ink, and thismustbeink.com. But that's it. So you guys have a good weekend and happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I hope you have a lovely Sunday. And I'll see you next week. Okay? Stay crafty, my friends.